Hi guys. I am going live again and I'm at Gilliland Park in Pflugerville. I've actually been here for a while with my dogs and they're doing a lot of sniffing right now, so I'm just letting them have their fun. I had them off leash over by the water and I took some really good videos of them barking and being dogs. I love it when they get to let their voices out. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I have an agreement. Come on over here, guys. The bicycle guy go by. Hi, how are you? And dogs. I have an agreement with my dogs. You know, for a long time I was always trying to control and keep them quiet and well behaved and all those things, as I was doing that to myself. And so I have an agreement with them that I will not shut down their voices out in nature where they can completely be wild and free, and let their voices out. Because for the longest time being trapped with a silent voice, out of fear of what people might think was miserable. I don't want to do that to my dogs. I love their wildness. I love their dogginess. And so we've agreed that when I let them out in nature and I let them off leash and they get to go and prance around in the water and bark, they get to be themselves and I get to experience the joy of listening to them let their voices out, let their barking out, and all of its beauty. And I've learned to sit with the uncomfortability of it too sometimes when we're wanting to quiet them for fear of bothering everyone else. It's like, no, I can't do that. The more I try to quiet my dogs, I feel like I'm literally putting a, what do you call it? One of those bracketed things, those chain leashes around my neck. And so we've agreed that if I let them off leash and they can go and run and play and be their selves as much as they want to bark, then when it's time and there are people that I want to be mindful of in our neighborhood, especially, that when I ask them to be quiet, they will be. And actually it's working. I'm like, wow, okay. We have to have an agreement there. We have to have a balance. We have to have an understanding and a commitment to understanding one another. So yeah, I get to learn different ways of how our controlling nature has gotten to where we've domesticated our dogs so much as we have domesticated ourselves. And it's like, we're so freaking domesticated. It's like, you know, we are nature. We're a part of nature. And the more imbalanced we are between our world of the digital world, the more we can be disconnected from ourselves. And so to disconnect, to reconnect is very important. And taking your shoes off, learning to walk and spread your toes. That was something Darren was so excited about because, you know, he had been going barefoot and doing 10-mile barefoot hikes. And he would show me his toes because he would do those exercises to spread his toes out, because it's not normal for our toes to be stuck to one another, you know, with the shoes, you know. And he also, before he transitioned to the other side, bought me a pair of barefoot shoes so that when I'm needing to protect my feet, I can, with still being able to ground, because he knows how bad the inflammation is in my body and how bad it was to where I had bone marrow edema throughout my body, and my bones were so brittle and they were breaking with barely any pressure. It was really painful to walk on my feet. I actually walked with a walker for a while, and even without the walker, it always felt like I was stepping on broken bones. and I had a hard time with that. And so he had bought me some recycled, barefoot shoes, because I do love to go barefoot all the time, and my feet are very tough, but I also need some protection and sometimes and have my feet covered sometimes as well, because there's areas of construction that you need to have your feet covered. And so yeah, he was really generous about that, and I'm very grateful for that and for the opportunity to continuously get out in nature with grounding so that I can relieve all of that discharge, that inflammation that comes through a lot of our digital devices. And I don't say that, oh my gosh, it's just terrible and stay away from it, but balance is necessary. And so yeah, I get to get out here with them and experience this beautiful place. And oh, you guys are taking me the wrong way. Look at them. They're like, let's go this way. Let me let you guys experience this. I wish there was a way to turn this around so y'all could see where I'm going without me having to be in the picture, because that's cool too. I don't necessarily have to be in the picture talking. Y'all can just experience it. So let me see if this will do. I really don't know how to do this. Is that to turn it around? Let me see. No, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to try turning it around so you guys can see where I'm at. Let's see. Little kitty. I don't want them to scare the cat. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see the kitty. Stay. Be gentle. Shh. Stay. Gentle. Gentle. Shh. Shh. No. Leave the kitty. You're so pretty. Shh. Shh. Keep going. Shh. Oh, beauty. Beauty. Oh, you're just a kitten. Oh. Do you have a home? Do you have a home? No, cat. No, no. Shh, shh, shh. Guys. Oh. She's eating well, so I'm not going to worry about that. My old version of myself would come back out here and try to trap her if I thought she didn't have a home. Hang on. I always get so tangled up here. I'm going to be taking you guys next to one of the oldest trees in Pflugerville. It's one of my favorite trees. They're not quite sure of the age, because you know you have to find the true age, you would have to cut the tree open. Come on, guys, let's go this way. Let me show you. Okay, let's go this way. We're gonna go in the mud, y'all. The picnic tables are new. Look at this tree. How old do you guys think this tree is? You see her? I'll stand up next to her so you can see how big. You're getting tangled up, guys. Come on over here. Watch. Look how big. Well, I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Hello, you're tangled up. It's hard keeping the dogs on leash. Here. Dude, come here. Come here. You get your foot. You get your foot. There we go. Ginger. Now you're tangled up, girl. Come here. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Be careful. Mm-mm. You're tangled up again, okay? Hang on, you guys just keep moving around and around. No, shh. I know, I see the squirrel. It's okay. Come on. Did y'all hear the hawk? Hi. I just saw greetings from the Amazon rainforest. Wow. Hi. I love the Amazon rainforest. Never been to the Amazon rainforest. I've been to the one in Colombia on the island. It's a little bit of a rainforest there. 169 acres that are being preserved. It's not very much, but it's a beautiful place. On Bahia, I can't say it, Bahia Solanos, Colombia, where we go for the whales. Beautiful. I'm gonna give you back to nature here. Oh, before I saw there was someone, I didn't know if you guys heard the hawk. There's a pair of red-shouldered hawks that come and land in my tree in the back a lot. But then they'll fly separately and then swoop down and land again. They always hang out at the park too. And hunt together. Well, maybe separately, but they often land together in the tree. Let me show you some more of this. So I'm gonna turn on our street to go back to the house. So it's still pretty. I have to always envision that. Still pretty. To be honest, I actually prefer walking in the neighborhoods at night by starlight and moonlight. I don't bring a flashlight. You don't really need to here. There's all these light posts and the houses that have all these really pretty lights on them at night. And it's more calm. So I'll go late walking, sometimes even in the early wee hours of the morning when I have that extra energy and I can't sleep. It's pretty. It's a nice neighborhood. I just like it better in the forest. But I breathe better, you know. Just for those who are watching from another country, this is Pflugerville, Texas, in the United States. I do like the spacing, you know, that we have in this neighborhood. Looks like the builders took care of the design of the homes. I tend to walk in other areas where there's a lot of what I call monopoly houses. The reason why is because they all look the same, very close together, and it reminds me of a Monopoly board where all the houses look identical. In fact, I've been in them, and one time I drove up, actually this was several times, I'm not gonna lie. I drove up into somebody else's house thinking it was my friend's house, and my friend's house was like 3 houses down, and I couldn't tell the difference because there was no difference in the housing, and it was like, wow, it looks identical, and they're very close together, and yeah, it just feels like a board game. I always feel like I'm like, oh, I'm walking through Monopoly right now. I'm on the board. Can I pass go and collect $200? But this housing is nice. You're gonna see my bus soon. I have all the paints for her, but I still need to put her name on the front. If any of y'all live in this area and would like to help me paint her name on her, I would love that. I have the stencils and all of that, but you know, one of those things. I could probably do that today, actually. The roads are recently paved. It was like driving down a small roller coaster on these roads not too long ago. And I remember that I was asking a foreman, this was so like uncanny. I was outside and they were fixing all of the curbs, every one of them, but ours weren't fixed. And the foreman said, yeah, we noticed that yours is one of the worst curbs on the block. And so I came out here to check. I don't understand. We cannot fix the road without fixing your curb. So he marked it with 3 red crosses. We have a red door on our house too. Anyway, so I noticed that I had some questions regarding that, and he came back out like 2 days later. And I was like, whoa. When he started talking that time, his voice had changed. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm being given a message through him. And it was incredible. I'd never seen someone talk like this before, who was a foreman of the city, saying, you're in the eye of the storm right now. And everything is being dislodged. And when you see the big trucks coming in, know that it's getting ready, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. But once those cement trucks come in and lay down the pavement, you have a whole new road for a whole new journey. And I was like, it was so profound that he said that I walked in the house and had to write it down in my journal. I was like, whoa, I was not expecting to hear that from him. And I knew it was a message because even the cadence of his voice had changed. So yeah, it was incredible. Being able to look out for all those hidden messages that are such treasures when we actually see them. And then they start coming from everywhere. Look, this is my Ilara. Blue and gold. Anyway, I am gonna say goodbye and thank you very much for joining me on the partial walk back as I was there for let's see, 9:30. I started the walk at 9:30 and it's 12. So wanted to give my dogs plenty of time out in nature and myself too, just to be able to breathe. This morning I was having a really hard time breathing, and it's hard to get a deep breath. So yeah, now I can breathe all the way down deep into the bottom part of my lungs. So thank you for coming on this walk with me. Mwah.